Good morning! Annyeong everyone! This is Teacher Bonnie, and today's video we are going to discuss our Chapter 1 lessons in Statistics and Probability subject. Let's get started. Okay, Chapter 1, Random Variables and Probability Distribution. In our lesson 1, we are talking about random variable. Yung dalawa, we have discrete and continuous. So, we are going to identify or distinguish the random variable if it is discrete and continuous. But before that, we are going to define to you what is random variable anyway. So a random variable is a numerical quantity that is derived from the outcomes of the random experiment. So if we are going to have random experiments of some cases, we have a random variable that to have the result of from that random experiment. So from that outcome, we are going to identify it if it is a discrete or continuous. So dalawa lang ang ato ang pilian, discrete or continuous sa types of the random variables. So what do you mean by discrete variable? So ang discrete variable is the numerical value associated with a desired outcomes. It is also either a finite or infinite number of values but countable. So dito, dirita, ang word yun sa discrete nga inyong timan-an is countable. So when you say countable, dapat yung makount lang natin. So may have the 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yun yung mga pwede makount natin, di ba? 100, no? So, example of the discrete variable is the number of daily admissions in a hospital. So, sa admission sa hospital, the number of daily, so admission in a hospital, maihap lang nato, no? Countable siya. So, maihap na to, pila ka book, we have, kung for example, in the certain hospital, we are 34, maihap na to, 34 ka admission sa hospital. And another example is the number of male athletes. So maihap lang nato pila kabuk ang lalaki nga atleta. However, in the continuous variable, we are going to have the infinite numerical value. So dito sa discrete natin pwede siya finite. Pero dito sa continuous variable, we have a infinite numerical value associated with any interval. So kung mahinumduman nato atong lesson in grade 8 na ato ang ma-determine yung ratio, interval, yun yung type sa ato ang sa data, okay? Dire we have the types of random variables bahin di ari sa continuous variable. We're dealing with interval. When we say ano ba yung interval sir? When we say interval, yun yung mga associated na mga may apelido. Yun yung mga term na nabubuo. For example, dito na lang tayo sa example. Example, height. Di ba kung may yung tag height, pila imong height? Line po og 37. So we are dealing with height na measurement. Okay. I have a 156 centimeter height. Also, so may ano siya, may centimeter siya to determine na yung number na yun is associated with an interval. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng interval. Yung number associated with the interval. Another example is weight. Dili mo tayo pila imuhang weight. Na ako'y 65 weight. So that is not the way to determine your weight. To determine your weight, we have to use kilograms. So for example, I have 65 my weight is 65 kilograms. So that's the example of continuous variable. And then the skull circumference. So by meter ba or decimeter or some or ano ba by meter, so depende. So pag wala siya associated with the interval, ang tawag yun ay discrete. Pag associated with the interval, that is what we call continuous variable. So we have dealing with example of random variables. We have our experiment here, the 4 experiment. We have the number of x and then the possible value of x. In the first experiment, we have flip a pair of coins. So, dalawang coins natin i-flip natin. So, what is the possible values of that one? So, ang coins, we have the, ano man lang, head, di ba? Yung coins head at saka tail, di ba? So, the number of heads in a 4 flips of a coin. So, the number of heads. Okay? So, the number of heads in a 4 flips of coins. So, kaupat niya, balik-balikon o flip. So, unsa yung mga possible values natin sa head? So, pwede wala. Sa kaupat niyang flip sa duha ka coin, sa pair of coin, sorry, sa pair of coin, so, pwede nga wala dyan mo gawas nga head. Sa kaupat niyang balik-balik sa pag-flip sa pair of coin. And then, pwede lang sa kaupat niya, pwede pod nga na possible nga isa ra po'y mo gawas nga head on the record based sa experiment na ato ang nahimo. Pwede po duha, pwede po 3, pwede po 4. So, ang highest niya nga possible x natin is 4. Kasi apat lang kabeses na i-flip natin ang pair of coins. Okay? So, kung may 5 pa dyan, medyo may diferensya sa experiment mo na hindi nakikita. So, we are dealing with the experiments and ano yung mga number of x. Yung number of x, ano yung gusto or gawin ng ating experiment. Okay? The next one is flip a pair of coin repeatedly. So, pabalik-balik until the number of tosses until the coin lands tail. So, pabalik-balik, infinite siya, hantod inig-flip nimo nga makita jud imuhang tail. Okay, tail. So, sige ka og flip sa pair of coins, sige, mawa pa jud. So, naay possible na value sa ato ang tail. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. So, hantod nga, kapila ka nag, makita nimo ang tail jud nga ang mulan sa duha. Okay? Then, the set of integers. So, integers from 2 to 6. So, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, muna ang mga possible values or possible values natin sa x na makita within this experiment na integers from 2 to 6. Okay? So, dito sa x, dito yung mga limitation dapat sa ibang experiment. So, dito magbe-base yung possible values natin. Then, we have the set of real numbers. We have the real numbers from 2 to 6. So, real numbers, it includes the fraction form because that is a real numbers. Fraction forms, that the square root, okay, the real numbers, the irrational numbers i-include natin. That's why ang ating possible values natin is nasa x greater than or equal to 2 but less than or equal to 6. Okay? So, apil na diri ang katong mga fractional form sa akong gisulti na kaniha, mga fractional form, irrational, decimal. Okay, nandito na yan sa include na yan dito. Pero may siya interval, we have 2 from greater than or equal to 2 up to less than or equal to 6 lang siya. Okay? So, this is an example of the random variables. The next lesson, we have the possible values of random variables. So, kanina, we're talking about the possible values of that one. Therefore, in our lesson 2, we're dealing with the possible values na. Possible values of the random variables. So, same lang ani, based of that experiment. So, basihan natin yung experiment kung ano ang experiment and then babasehan natin yung restriction ng ating experiment na makikita dito. Ganito siya sa number of x. Ganito ang restriction niya sa iyong experiment. Para makita nimo kung unsa lang to ang mga possible values of that random variables. Okay? So, a random variable is a numerical quantity that is derived from the outcomes of the random experiments. Muna to akong gisulti kaniha. The random variable in the activity above is a discrete random variable because the set of possible outcomes is countable. Okay, klaro na kayo na ha? This is a discrete random variable. The possible values of random variable x are 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now, example number 1. Suppose 3 coins, so tatlong coins, are tossed. Let y, okay ha, tanawan ninyo, let y be the random variable representing the number of tails that occur. Okay, tails ang atong restriction sa atoang or atoang ginapangita didto sa atong experiment. Okay? Tails lang siya. The question is find or ang atong gipangita is the values of the random variable y. Okay. Now, sa atong first step, sa inyong kung naa sa inyong problem sa inyong module is mag-ingani siya, ayon ninyo ingani nga plaster, pero okay lang gud gihapon nga ingani nga step, pero medyo ano man gud siya, medyo kuan siya time, makagasto mo og time nga dako. So, dili gini siya dapat nga necessary nga ingani. Pero kung makaingani mo, mas okay siya. Pero kung mo diretso lang mo sa solution nga ingani siya, mas okay. Pero kung napa mo yung mga steps, explanation, kung ganahan mo, it's okay pa din. Okay? Let's continue. Okay. Sa first step natin, determine the sample space. Ang first nga step inyong buhaton is i-determine sa ninyo ang sample space. Sir, what is sample space? The sample space is the list of all elements of that experiment. So, unsa ang, based on that experiment, unsa ang tanan nga mga elements or outcomes, no? Sample space is the list of all possible outcomes pala sa imuhang experiment. Now, kung natay tulo ka coins, di ba, pwede tang naay possible nga tulo ka T, di ba? Okay, naputay possible nga duha ka T, H, tulo ka tails, we have duha ka tails, isa ka head, okay? THT meaning tail, head, tail, or head, tail, tail. Okay? So, mga ano siya, head. I-list mo tanan to mga possible outcomes nimo. That is our sample space. Now, number 2 steps is, or the second step, count the number of tails. So, ang tails na natin siya. So, ilista ninyo ang possible outcomes. Ilista ninyo. And then, we have this one. Pwede dili magkasunod ng from 0 to 1. Pwede nyo ipasunod lang ang kanang unsa inyo ang malist diha sa possible outcomes ninyo diha sa tuang sample space. Pwede ra i-diretso list ninyo. And then there is a value of the random variable y, which is our the number of tails. So dire ninyo ibutang ang value niya sa tong random variable nga na-define dito sa tuang problem. Okay, sa TTT we have tatlong variable value. We have 3 of our sa ating value ng ating random variable kasi tatlong yung tail natin. So, 3. Dito, dalawa lang. So, we have 2. Dito, dalawa din. We have 2. Ito, dalawa din. 2. Dito is we have 1. Dito, isa lang T. We have 1. Ito, isa lang din. We have 1. And then dito, wala. We have 0. So, pwede na nga iganiyon ninyo sa solution ang first ninyo buhaton kani, sample space. Then, second is kani siya nga na possible outcomes, and then pwede na wala ni siya naka-explain. Okay? Moto siya unsa ang pagbuhat sa ato ang value of the random variable. Example number 2, 2 balls are drawn in the succession, okay, pasunod-sunod, without replacement from the box containing 5 red balls and 6 blue balls. Let Z be the random variable representing the number of balls at the blue. Okay, ang ating limitation dito is, ang atong gipangita is the number of blue balls. Okay, mana restriction nato for our Z ha. Find the values of that random variable nga Z. First, unsa ito buhaton na to? I-list ang ato ang all samples, i-list na to ato ang all possible outcomes. Okay, ang tawag ana kay sample space. So, ato ang maghimutag sample space, we have, pwede natin, duha man nato ang bunuton, di ba? Duha atong bunuton. So, we have, pwede inigbunot nato duha ka R, possible. Pwede nato makabunot pud ta og isa ka red ug isa ka blue. Ang pwede pod nga ang katong isa kay blue or red, and then pwede pod blue tanan. Okay? Second step, i-list nimo tong possible outcomes, and then write the value of the random variable z nga naka-define dire, which is the number of blue balls. So ato lang pangitaon or ato lang ibutang ang value niya kung pila ka buktong blue balls. Dito RR we have 0 kasi walang blue. Ito RB we have 1. And then BR we have 1. And then BB we have dalawang blue, we have 2. Okay? Okay. Now, next we have lesson 3. Dito sa constructing probability, we are going to construct based on that random variable experiment or the outcome, we are going to construct the probability out of that. So, hinahinay ta dire. Okay. So, after nimo to mahatagan og value, ang katong possible outcomes sa base sa atong experiment, and then the next thing nga itong buhaton is kuhaon na itong ilang probability. Okay. But before that, what is sa tuang probability diri sa tuang lesson? Now, random variable, ato naman ang na-discuss kaniha. Ang probability distribution of the discrete random variable is specifies the probability of each possible value of the random variable. The distribution functions of discrete random variables are concentrated as a mass for a particular value and generally known as probability mass function. Now, we have two properties of probability distribution. Now, kaniya itong timan-an. Kung moingon tag probability manggod distribution, first thing is, ang value sa itong probability timan-i. Ang value na to sa probability is naara siya between 0 to 1. Pag naimobiyan ana, that is not a probability distribution. Timan Pag naimangutan na, what is the probability? Kung ang pangutan na, what is the probability? Find the probability, determine the probability. Ang answer lang jud nimo ana naalang gyud sa 0 to 1 na value. Ayaw jud adto ag biyan. Okay? The smallest nga value na to sa probability is 0. Ang pinakadako nga value na to sa probability is 1. Okay? Sir, unsa lang di mga value na diha? Mga 0.5, 0.75, 0.33. Yun lang mga value natin sa ating probability distribution mo. Yung first property ha. Yung second property naman, if we are going to have the experiment and then we have all the value of the random variable determine sa ating pag-describe dito sa atong problem, and then we are going to find the probability of each of that random variable, then the sum of that, okay, the sum of all the values, the sum of all the probabilities of that values of the value of that random variable is always equal to 1. Okay? Is always equal to 1. So, mamaya ipapakita ko sa inyo bakit always good siya mag-equal to 1. And then after that, sa ating dalawa yung please memorize this one because this is very important. We are dealing to probability distribution. And then we have also, kung may graph tayo, what we call this is probability histogram. So mamaya, ipapakita ko din sa inyo kung paano gumawa ng probability histogram based on your random variable nating nasa problem. Okay. So example number 1. Write the probability distribution of the random variable y. Ano ang representing ng random variable y? The number of green balls. Okay. Green balls yung representing nating random variable ng y ha. When 2 balls are drawn, same pa din yung previous natin na example, dalawang balls nga i-drawn without replacing from the jar. Okay, 4 red and then 5 green balls. And then construct a histogram for this probability distribution. So first thing na to buhaton is probability atong i-write ang probability distribution and then mag-construct tawag histogram. Okay, first step is i-list na to ang sample space. I mean, i-list na to ang all possible outcomes. Okay? Okay, magbuhat tag sample space. So ito, red, pwede red, green, red, and then green. Second, we have i-list na to ang possible outcomes and then butangan na tong value ang random variable y. Representing ang y natin is the number of green. So RR that is 0. R green that is isa lang ka green 1. Green red we have 1 and then green green we have 2. Next step is assign the probability. Okay, ang next step na to, ito. Pwede rin ninyo isumpay dito sa dire, pwede rin niyo isumpay di are ang kani nga table, okay ha? Pwede ra para madili na mo magbalik-balik og sulat. Okay. Kung saan ni siya? Di are, pwede mo mag-extend diha og isa ka table and then i-write ninyo ni siya. Now, if we are going to have this one, the number of green balls. Okay, pwede ra ninyo ikuan lang dito or magbuhat mo, pwede ra po magbuhat mo another table para mas masunod ninyo ni. Pero kung kuan, pwede ra po ninyo magsumpay mo diari. Pero dili ni siya tupong-tupong ni siya kung inyong isulat diari. Okay. The number of green balls y. So, di ba, pwede natin isa kabuk green, walay green, or duha kabuk green. So, mumoto to ang possible value natin sa ating random variable representing y natin sa green balls. Then, ang probability, anion lang siya. Okay. Di ba sa ating kung 0, we have, di ba, isa lang siya. So, we have ang 0 niya, isa lang, di ba? So, 1 over the total number of possible outcomes, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, 4. So, just always divided by katong number of possible outcomes, which is 4. So, there are 4 possible outcomes, so therefore, over 4. Isa lang yung 0 doon. Ito, isa lang ang 0. We have 1 over 4. Next, isa ka green lang ang bugawas. So, pila day possible natin na value doon? We have ito 1 and then ito 1. So, dalawang 1 natin na pa sa ating possible outcome. So, ibutang na to nga 2 divided by pila ang total number of possible outcomes, that is 4. So, 2 divided by 4, reduce that 1 or that is 1 over 2. That is our probability. And then natin ang 2. So, isa lang kabuk ang mugawas nga, duha kabuk green. So, we have, isa lang ka 2, we have 2. Ang ating number of greens, we have 2. And then, isa lang kabuk na siya. So, 1 over 4. And then, we are going to have this one. Kung ato ning i-plus ninyo diya, 1 over 4 plus 1 half plus 1 over 4. Pag i-plus na to na always equal to 1, which is satisfy the second properties of our probability distribution. Then we have, okay, nakuha na to ato ang gipangita dito sa itong problem, right? The probability distribution. So, nakuha na natin. So, we have this one, our probability distribution. And then, the second one natin is yung construct a histogram. So, to construct the histogram, so, ating number of greens, we have our, kani ato ang basihan. So, kaning number of greens, we have our x-axis, and then ating probability will be our y-axis. So, pwede din magpalit niyan sila, pero medyo lahi na po ang figure natin sa ating histogram. Now, to plot that one, so first thing is we have 0, and then this is 0. Equivalent to 0.25. Ang 1/4, convert natin ng decimal, magiging 0.25. So, that is 0, and then we have 0.25. O, ayan siya. So, we have 0, and then 0.25. And then, ganyan siya, parang box. And then, continue yan ha. Wala na siya, tawagan. Wala na siya, bangag unta. Magdikit na sila ha. So, sa inyong pag-answer, dapat magdikit na siya. Next, we have 1. Ang y na to is 0.5. That is 1. Then 0.5. And then, ang 2 na to is same as 0. We have 2. 0.25. So, this is our histogram of our probability distribution. Example number 2. Write the probability mass function or the probability distribution of the random variable x defined by the outcomes of rolling a fair die and construct its corresponding histogram. So, okay, sa 1 natin, okay, natay dice. Okay, natay die ha. Yung die, isa lang kabuk ha. Isa kabuk. Yung duha, kung daghan na, we have, ang tawag natin ay dice. Okay? So we have, kung ang mogawas is 1, okay, 'di ba? Ang sa die natin or sa atong mga dice, 'di ba natay number 1 up to 6, 'di ba sa number nato? So kato siya ini-grow ato na possible nga 1 ang mo result, 'di ba? Na possible nga 2 ang mo result, na possible nga 3 ang mo result, na possible nga 4 ang mo result, na possible nga 5 ang mo result, and then napoy possible nga 6 ang mo result. Now, to get the probability of that one, we have, sa sample space ninyo, pwede po mo magbutang og sample space ninyo ha. Kung gusto mo so ang sample space natin is S is equal to, we have the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have 6. Okay. So this is our sample space. And then ang ato ang value of yung eto na diretso na tayo dito, okay? This is the next step natin. We have yung distribution, okay? The probability distribution natin. So pwede din at inyohan ng portrait nga so we have, this is our x, this is our probability of x. We have p of x. So pwede lang pareha inganion ninyo ha. So this is 1, this is 1 over 6, and so on and so forth. Okay? Now, so nganong 1 over 6 na, sir? Okay, di ba sa ato ang akong giingon, di ba kung 1, di ba isa kaday, di ba sa inig roll na to, di ba isa ra possible na to nga mugawas nga 1, di ba? So we have 1 over, pila ang total number of possible outcomes, di ba unom? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So divided by 6. And then ang 2, ang number 2 natin, so kaisa ra pud siya mugawas, inig-roll na to sa die, so that is 1 over 6, and so on and so forth. Magiging, kung i-add na to ning unom, magiging is equal to 1. Okay, so this is our probability distribution. Next, we have to construct the corresponding histogram. So ganito yan siya. So 0, this is the x natin, yung the number of outcomes natin of ruling a fair die. So ang dito din is our probability. We have 1, that is 0 point around 1, 0 point, ang ating 1 over 1 divided by 6, that is 0.167. So, dito lang siya. Okay, sobra sa 0.16. We have 0.167 yan siya. So, ayan. So, 1. So, same lang siya. So, ganito lang siya. Dapat wala na siya whole, ha? Actually, wala na siya whole. Dapat dikit lang na siya. Okay. Pero, sa diary manggod, so, ma-emphasize lang, para ma-emphasize manggod nga, makita ang ato ang makita ang iyahang yung sa 1, sa 2, okay lang nga na ay medyo gamay nga hold diha. Pero supposedly wala unta na siya, pero kung naaman, pero medyo igamay lang siya kay dili man ni siya parehagod sa ato ang bar graph, lahi ang histogram niya. Okay? So dapat supposedly magbuhat para ma-emphasize, mangita lang mo og idikit lang na, and then pwede na mo magbutang og pwede mo mag lang diri indication nga inyo bang i-bold diri dapita nga kani siya kay ug ang kani kay sa part ni siya sa 2, okay ha? So pwede ra mo magbutang pero sumpay jud unta na, okay? Kamo na magbahala og mabutang, pwede na mo mag-drawing diha sa kilid og para ma-emphasize lang jud siya nga kani siya nga bar kay kani siya nga column or kani nga part is for the number 2 nga distribution. Okay, number 3, we have let x be the random variable given the number of girls in the random selected 3-child family. Okay, ito yun. So, pwede natin i-list natin possible outcomes. We have boy, boy, boy. We have boy, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy. So, kung natay 3, pwede lang nato para ma-guide mo ang formula na to find all the possible outcomes or the total number of possible outcomes is just 2 raised to n. So, ang n na to, kung pila ka book to ng experiment. For example, we have dire 2 raised to 3. 3 child man siya. So, do we have 3? So, we have that is 8. So, dapat, ang imuhang possible outcomes is 8 kabuk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, correct siya. Dito rin, we have 2 raised to, ano lang dito? Okay, fair dice man dito. Hindi dito ma-apply. So, dito is ma-apply dito. We have 2 raised to 2, tama? Kay 2 balls man siya. Ang iyang gidraw is, we have 2 balls ang iyang gidraw. So, 2 raised to 2, that is 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So, sa buhay natin, so, ang ato ang random variable x is our girls. Okay, the number of girls. So, pila ka book girl diari sa first possible outcomes natin? 0. Dire ka isa. Ito isa din. Dito dalawa. And then, dalawa, sorry. And then, dalawa, and then, tatlo. Then, we have our probability distribution. Ayan. Kung 0, kung walay girls, pila ka book ang walay girls sa out of that possible outcomes is isa lang pod ka buok. So, we have 1 over the total number of possible outcomes, which is 8. So, 1 over 8. Or, in a fractional, in decimal form, we have 0.125. And then, kung isa lang kabuk babae, so naatay 1, 2, 3. So, tulo kabuk, 3 over 8 or 0.375. Kung duha kabuk babae, naatay 1, 2, 3. So, we have 3 over 8, that is 0.75. And then, kung tulo ka buok babae, we have isa lang ka buok sila. Out of all the possible outcomes, we have 1 over 8. So, kung itotal natin, we have 1. So, kung itotal ginani mo 1 over 8 plus 3 over 8 plus 3 over 8 plus 1 over 8, that is 1 good ang answer. Based on the properties of the probability distribution. Then, ating histogram, okay, kabalo na mo ani. So, ang first natin is 0. Atong x natin is 0, and then ang ato ang y natin is 1 over 8 or 0.25, 125, that is 0, okay. Okay, dapat dikit-dikit jud unta na siya, ha? Kamo na lang magbutag indication sa para mailhan to siya nga part. Okay. Then number 4 is this is not okay. Another is we have number 4. Okay, kung naigihatag inani, for example kani siya gihatag. So, kung ato siyang i-test kung property distribution siya, we have atong i-add ning tanan nga probability. Okay, pag add na to, di man siya mo equal to 1, therefore, this is not a probability distribution. Dere is 0. Kung itotal natin to siya is 0.35, 0.25, 0.25. Okay, sundon lang nato ning formula nga i-add na to. This is summation of all the probabilities of x. We have 0.35 plus 0.25 plus 0.28 plus 0.12. Kung mo equal to 1, we conclude that this problem or this random variable experiment is a probability distribution because the summation of all the probabilities is equal to 1. Ano lang siya. Okay, we have the lesson 4. Dere medyo, please, i-follow ninyo ang steps gyud ani kay para dili mo mawala, okay? This is very important to illustrate and calculate the mean and variance of the discrete variable. So, sir, ang mean at saka variance, sir, is ma-compute ba siya through calculator or through our software? Yes, pwede siya, pero this times we are going to practice the basic steps, okay? Sa basic steps. Kaya medyo tricky manggod ni siya kaya we are dealing with the discrete random variable natin. So may mga distribution natin. Okay. Now, the expected or the mean value of the discrete random variable is denoted by x of this one is computed by first multiplying, okay, para diretso na ta. Di ba natay katong x na to? Okay, natay x katong ato ang gi-illustrate ganiha and ayan, this is our x. Okay. So, sa katong list nato yung value of the random or the possible value of the random variable nga katong x, we have 0, okay, 1, 2, okay, for example lang niha. And then, ang probability na to sa 0, which is 0.03, 1 is 0.05. So, kung na fractional form, i-convert, during a time is i-convert na lang to decimal para mas dili mo malibog. And then, up to 4 decimal places ta, ha? Up to 4 decimal places ta, ha? Decimal places, okay? So, we have 4 decimal places ta. Okay, kani given na ni daan, ha, given na ni daan. Okay, given na ni daan. Now to find the mean of the mean value of the discrete variable, atong buhaton is i-multiply na to ang x sa ato ang p of x. Okay? Muna yung formula. Okay ha? First is atong i-multiply ang x sa atong p of x. We have 0 times 0.03, that is 0. 1 times 0.05, that is 0.05. 2 times 0.12, that is 0.24. 3 times 0.30, that is 0.90. 4 times 0.28, that is 1.12. And then 5 times 0.22, that is 1.10. To find the mean value natin sa ating discrete random variable, kung ano i-calculate na to ang mean, is ato ning i-add lang ang kaning nga column, kaning x times p of x nga column. Okay? So, pag i-add na to na siya 0 plus 0.05, 0.24, 0.90, 1.12, 1.10, using your scientific calculator, it result that 3.41. So, this is our mean. So, pwede ra ang ato ang symbol sa ato ang mean value of the discrete variable is kani siya. Pwede ra ha, kani ang ato ang symbol na to. Okay? I hope masabtan ninyo ang pagkuha sa mean value of discrete random variable. To get the variance of the discrete random variable, so this is our in symbol, ayan. And then sa standard deviation natin is just the square root of the variance. So, ang variance natin, unahon nito pangitang variance, and then ang pagkuha sa standard deviation or atong SD is just simply take the square root of our variance. Okay. For example, okay. Ito, i-continue natin to. Kanina ha, di ba, human naman nato ni compute. Okay? Human na nato compute. To find the variance of this one is mag-extend tag tulo ka at ang row the array. Okay? And then we have x. Next is, ang next nga column nato is x minus mean. So, x minus mean nato. So, ang x daw, kaning mga x di array, minusan daw sa mean. Okay? So, we have 0 minus 3.41, that is negative 3.41. Next, 1 minus 3.41, that is negative 2.41. Next, we have 2 minus 3.41, that is negative 1.41. You can use your scientific calculator para mas madali ninyo og-solve. 3 minus 3.41, that is negative 0.41. 4 minus 3.41, that is 0.59. 5 minus 3.41, that is 1.59. Okay? So, okay na ta diri nga column. Next column is, ang ato ang x minus mean, ato lang i-squared. Okay? So, negative 3.41 squared, that is 11.6281. Or, para dili, kung di mo ka gets pa jud, that is negative 3.41 times negative 3.41, that is 11.6281. So, ato lang ning a squared lang ning x minus mean nga column. Muna ibutang diari sa x, diri nga column nga x minus mean squared. Okay? So, negative 2.41 squared, that is 5.8081. Negative 1.41 squared, that is 1.9881. Negative 0.41 that squared, that is 0.1681. 0.59 squared, that is 0.3481. And then 1.59 squared, that is 2.45 0.5281. The next column is kani siya nga column kaning x minus mean squared i-multiply lang nato sa kani nga column. Again ha. So kani mag-uba na siya. Okay? So kani siya which is 11.6281 i-multiply nato sa ato ang ay dire pala. P of x dire. Sorry. Dili dire ha. Dire sa probability na to sa P of x. Okay? Again. Kaya para mas maklaro ninyo. Okay. We have, kani siya is, ipares ni siya di are. Okay? So, we have, kani siya, i-multiply lang sa ani di are nga column. Okay? So, that is 11.6281 multiplied by 0.83. Ang result is mao ni siya 0.3488. So dire ibutang. Next, 5.8081 i-multiply nato sa 0.05. Ang result this dire. Next is 1.9881 i-multiply nato sa 0.12, that is 0.2386. And then 0.1681 multiply natin sa 0.30, magiging 0.0504. Then 0.3481 multiplied by 0.28, that is 0.095. And then 2.5282 multiplied by 0.22, that is 0.5562. To find the variance of the discrete random variable x, just simply add of this one. So, you have the summation of this one is equal to, so kung i-add mo na, 0.3488 up to 0.5562 using your scientific calculator, the result of this one is 1.5819, which is our variance. Okay? So, our variance is 1.5819. And then to get the standard deviation is just take the square root of our variance ng 1.581. The standard deviation is from our this random variable natin na experiment, we have 1.26. Okay, I hope that is clear. So let us take another example. So suppose that the coin is tossed twice so that the sample space of, given na itong sample space, then what is our restriction natin sa x na to or representing? We have the number of tails. Okay, the number, The number of heads natin. So, we have this one, dalawang heads, okay? Okay, diretso na tadiari sa itong para i-calculate ito ang mean, variance, at saka standard deviation. So, we have x natin, we have 0, 1, 2. Muna ito ang mga possible values natin sa ating random variables. So, we have ang atong probability is, ang probability natin is, we have 0.25, and then 0.5, and then 0.25. So, kung dili given yung probability, so isolve ninyo. So, kung sa 0, that is 1 over 4. So, that is 1 over 4, 0.25. Sa 1, 2 kabuk, 1, 2, that is 2 over 4 or 1 half or 0.5. And then sa 2, isa lang kabuok, so 1 over 4 or 0.25. And then sa ating to find the mean, diba? To find the mean, we have atong i-multiply ng x sa ato ang probability. We have 0 times 0 to 25, that is 0. Then 1 times 0.5, that is 0.5. And then 2 times 0.25, that is 0.5. That is, kung i-add natin dito is equal to 1. And then, to find the variance in standard deviation, so may extend tag tulo ka column. So, we have x minus mean squared, and then x minus mean squared times p of x. So, di are, minus natin ang x sa ato ang mean. So, 0 minus 1, that is negative 1. 1 minus 1, that is 0. 2 minus 1, that is 1. Then, ato ning a squared, ibutang di are. So, negative 1 squared, that is 1. 0 squared, that is 0. 1 squared, that is 1. And then kani siya, atong x minus mean squared, i-multiply na to sa atong probability, which is 1 times 0.25, magiging 0.25. 0 times 0.5, that is 0. And then 1 times 0.25, that is 0.25. Then, i-add na to ni siya, that is our variance. And then, we take the square root of this one. Square root of 0.5. So, the square root of 0.5 is, that is 0.7, that is 0.7071. Okay, so up to 4 decimal places. Okay, so last lesson, we have lesson 5. Okay, interpreting the mean and the standard deviation of the discrete random variables. Okay, so expected value is exactly what you might think. It might intuitively the return you can expect from some kind of action. It informs about what to expect in an experiment in a long run after many trials. In the study of probability distribution, the mean of possible values of the discrete random variable given by the respective probabilities is known as the expected value, usually represented by this one. To compute the mean of a discrete random variable, we use this formula. Okay, muna to kung i-explain ganyan to find the mean or the expected mean of our random variable. Okay? So example number 1, to interpret the mean and the variance or to interpret the mean and the standard deviation of the discrete random variable, here is our example. Okay. Senior citizens of a particular barangay organize a Christmas raffle bonanza. 1,000 raffle tickets are sold for 50,000 50 pesos each. Each one has an equal chance of winning. The first prize is 32 inches LED TV worth of 10,000 pesos. Okay, the second prize is electric oven worth 5,000. And the third prize is grocery pack worth of 2,500. Let X, okay, ang X natin is denoted by net gain. Okay, net gain. So, apil na, gikuha na dito sa imong gipalit nga ticket from the purchase of one ticket. Number 1 is to find the, or construct the probability distribution of X. Find the probability of winning any amount in the purchase of one ticket, and then find the expected value of X, then interpret. Okay, sa ating probability distribution natin, sa first I natin, we have, sir, nga nung 9,915 na, sir. Di ba na ay, sa first price natin, ang sa first price natin is 10,000. Di ba ang ticket kay 50 pesos? Di ba? So, we have, sa isa ka ticket, we have 10,000. Minusan ni mo og 50 pesos ang 10,000. Kaya para net gain man ang ipangita natin sa X. So, we have 9,550 ang imuhang na win sa imuhang ticket. Ang probability mo nga makadaog ana or chance nimo makadaog is 0.001 kasi 10,000 raffle tickets eh. So, we have 0.001. Sir, unsa ang pagkuha ng 0.001? Isa ka ticket nimo, i-divide nimo og pila to 1,000. That is 0.001. Kaya ang total number of tickets kay 1,000 man. So, kung sa isa ka ticket 50 pesos, sa isa ka ticket man, so we have one ticket out. Naman diari sa iyang description natin, one ticket natin. Net gain na to. We have 9,950. Isa ni ka ticket, ang iyang possible nga makadaog ani mo ni ang worth niya. And then, ang probability na or ang chance nato nga makadaog is 0.001. Same with 4,950. Okay, sa second price natin with 5,000 minus na to 50 pesos. We have ang net gain na to nga madaog niya is 4,950. Ang atong probability we have 0.001 kay isa ka ticket over 1,000 raffle tickets tanan. that is 0.001. Same with third price, 2,450 and then 0.01. Sa negative 50, anong negative 50? Mo na ang ticket, okay? Mo na ang mga ticket nga negative 50, bali mo na ang mga minus 50 pesos na ticket, okay? So we have natin if we have 50 natin, so natay probability nga 0.997 ngano man. Sa ato ang 50 worth of 50 pesos, so natay chance nga dili madaog og 0.997. So we have dako tag chance nga dili madaog kaysa sa chance nga madaog. Pero nagyapon tay chance pero medyo maliit. Pero sa dili mo daog, that is 0.997. So na pagkuha ang 0.997. So we have tulo naman ni ka ticket. So 1,000 natin, minusan natin sa tatlong ticket, ayan, i-divide natin og 1,000, okay? So that is, pila na lang nabilin? We have 90, we have 97. Ano na, 997 divided by 1,000, that is 0.997, okay? So ang pagkuhaan niya, that is, i-minus ato ng tulo sa 1,000, that is, ang nabilin is 997. Then 997, i-divide na to 1,000, that is 0.997. Okay, sa itong kaduha, okay, ito na. So, ang chance winning sa first prize, that is, dito sa table, that is 0.001, and so forth. And then, okay, ayan. And then, use the formula to expected. Okay. So, pwede mo magawa ng table, di ba? Ang pagkuha sa mean is kanisya, i-multiplied ana, kanasya, i-multiplied ana. So, bali, ganito siya, So, ganito siya. Pwede mo magbuhat og ingani para same lang gyapon sa lesson 4. Muna ito ang xi's. And then p of xi's, atong probability sa atong xi's na to. So we have pwede ta magbuhat na to og ang x na to is 9,950 and then 0.001. So magdungag mong isa ka column nga katong x i's minus p of x i's. So, kana siya. So, katong sa lesson 4, pwede magamit to di ari. So, pila man ni dire. So, we have i-multiply ng nimo. So, that is, okay, 900. Ayan. So, ayan. So, pila man na siya. I-rason sa nato ni para makita ninyo jud ang iyahang, para ang iyahang kung saan siya pagbuhat. Okay. So, dire siya, ito ang x times p of xi. So, nanay i's ha. xi. So, that is 950 times na to 0.001. That is 9.95. So, 9.95. So, muna ibutang na to diari. And so on and so forth. We have 4,950 and then up to, and then kani siya nga part, i-add na to so the mission of x i's times p of x i's. So kung i-add na to ni diari nga part, that is our mean, okay, which is to answer the letter C, which is the expected value. So to interpret that one, so negative 32.50. So it means that you have more on na mapildi ka kasi mag-negative na yun negative 32.50. So based on that raffle draw, mas dako ang chance nga mas mapildi ka kaysa mudaog. Okay? We have example number 2, same pa din. So we have a life insurance company will sell at 250,000 pesos 1-year term life insurance policy for the members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines for the premium of 200 pesos. So ito sa 200 pesos ang probability natin na makakuha sa natin is we have 0.999998. Okay, sobrahan 0.9998. And then sa atong negative 249 kasi minusan na to nga 250,000 minus na ito 200, so ang probability na ay 0.0002. Then pagkuha na to sa ato ang expected mean or mean of the discrete random variable, we have just simply multiply this one. So pwede lang kaya po magamit mo itong table sa lesson 4. Okay? Pwede na mo dili mo gamit ani katong table kay para maanad mo ato. We have i-multiply na to and then ang product ato i-add na to and then result as 150. And then interpretation, sometimes the company may lose a large amount of money in the policy. So 150, 'di ba? So may loss talaga na maano yung pag-implement ng ating life insurance diri sa atong problem. But typically gains 200 pesos, which may, by competition, E of X gives a net of 150 pesos. Okay? And the average per policy solved. So, natay ang net natin is 150 pesos. So, napa din maginansya ang ato ang katong life insurance company. Pero kung ano, nagid sila dako nga amount nga loss nga money sa policy nila, okay? But anyway, may ano din, may average, may ano pa din, may net gain naman sila na 150 pesos based on that computation nila sa E of X. Okay? So that's for today. Here is the one of the unknown quote. We have taken chances is a gamble. You may win or lose, but the beauty out of it is the lesson that you will learn. Based on your module, we're going to find this one. Okay, just take a look this one. We have page 4 lang inyong answeran. Application lang jud nga part, then that is your written works, 9 points. And then sa page 5, post test inyong answeran. Performance, that is your performance task, 5 points. And then page 8 to 9, application. Okay, performance task inyo 10. So kanilang jud nga mga pages at saka nga mga kuan mora ni ang recorded. So ayaw na to answer itong mga walay labot dito kay para mag-iwas mo sa time ninyo, okay? Para sa madali ra pud mo maka-answer og that is recorded. That's for today and good day everyone.